All right, what is going on, guys? We are back for week 3, episode 3 of the Lightforce podcast. I am Noah. This is Laney, and we're here for our third week. It's been a hell of a 2 weeks thus far. You guys have shown us a lot of support online, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That's all we're on, right? I think I didn't forget nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
that's all we got. That's all we've got right now. Spotify, I guess, is another one. I guess we have Spotify.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, well, there's the audio platforms. But yeah, so super excited. The last 2 weeks we've done pretty specific stuff, but we said last week eventually we were going to do some kind of Q&A, get to know us type episode. We were going to do a Spider-Man talk this week, but that's going to be pushed back. We are going to do that though. Grayson from Mortis FM is coming on the podcast. Very soon, next week, week after, something like that, or maybe 2
it
weeks
will
in a
be
row.
posted next week. That all we know is that it will be posted next week. So
that is
never
correct. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
next
it's just,
Friday.
What's one way? And honestly, it kind of helped because literally right before we got on here, there's like Yelena getting added to this movie.
There's more rumors.
There's more rumors. So
rumors.
we got a few more days to let them simmer, and then we're gonna
Yep.
talk to him. It'll be all fine and dandy. But we got a lot of good stuff today. We got some top 5s, some top 10s, some questions, some hot takes. Even though I don't think mine's that steaming, but it's just kind of relevant to the conversation right now. I've been warned that the hot take on the opposite side here is
it's bad.
Is Arizona desert heat. So we're gonna find out what that is later on. But how we doing? What's going on?
You know, nothing. I got new Wi-Fi, and to my stream community, I think they're gonna rejoice that I actually got a whole new router and modem put in today. Thanks, Spectrum. I appreciate you. If only it worked the first time. But I do appreciate their help to come and fix the problem very quickly. So hopefully we're going to be back with streams soon. But that's literally all I've got for today. But other than that, doing great.
What about the fit check? I got a 501st shirt on today from Box Lunch in like
funny.
2018. And I've had that shirt for a while. Dude, let me give you the old
Make him
twirl.
stand up.
Oh, I'm
Audio only, go over to YouTube for our fit checks.
See.
I can see it. I can see it. Up
Hold
a little bit.
Hold on, the wire's choking me.
Up a little bit.
Captain Rex.
Yep. Fire. Look at that. That's a sick shirt, actually. I don't have anything on the back of my shirt, but I have my Bad Batch embroidered cropped shirt on right now. It's from Jedi Kaylin Embroidery on Instagram. I own like everything she's ever came out with, so go follow her. She's
everything?
amazing. Almost. Every shirt I wear is from Jedi Kaylin, so
that's true. That's true. We also got a shout out to Midtown Comics in New York. I got drinking some coffee out of their mug today. Great place. Only been there once, but
it was enough.
Got to keep us awake for this podcast. All right, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start this week?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we should start with like our rankings. The way that we kind of went about this week's episode is like a lot of you know us, but a lot of you also may not know us. So I was like, maybe we should just throw out a couple of rankings so that you know kind of like where Noah and I both stand on different fandoms like Star Wars and Marvel and maybe even other things that we also like that we don't talk about as much because they're not as big and as active as, the Star Wars and Marvel communities. So, I mean, do you want to just start with Star Wars since we have the shirts on?
We should start with Star Wars. Yes, that does make sense. We can do, we got our top 3, top 5. Yeah. I ended up writing down 5 people.
Okay, I only did top 3.
I don't know. Like 1 is solid, and the rest of them are like, I don't know who lies where. They're gonna have to duke it out for their positions here.
So, like, do you want to do? So we both wrote down our top 3 Star Wars movies and our top 3 Star Wars characters. Let's do movies first. You go first.
Movies first, starting from number 3. This honestly is a hot take in itself, at least on the internet. Me and you aren't gonna think it's that crazy, probably. I don't think you're going to think it's that crazy unless we're going to have a problem here. Number 3 is Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace were kind of duking it out for the 3rd spot. I spent about 5 minutes thinking about who's getting this spot on the list. But Attack of the Clones got Hayden, bro. And I love me some Hayden. I love me some Anakin. I love the Battle of Geonosis at the end. I love Jango Fett, which we'll talk about. Obi-Wan just looks like a badass in this movie. Like, I think it's his coolest look, in my opinion. I absolutely love Attack of the Clones. This is like one of those Star Wars movies. I mean, I grew up on the prequels, but this is one of those, obviously. Obviously, we'll talk about number 1 when we get there. But Attack of the Clones had to be on this list.
Good pick. It's a good pick.
So, some people think that's a terrible movie, whatever.
We are prequels babies, though.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing, yeah.
Phantom Menace came out the year I was born. I'm like 4 months older than it. Attack of the Clones, I was told I was in theaters, but I was 3. I don't remember. But Revenge of the Sith, though, I literally remember physically where I sat in the theater.
That's crazy.
And like, I remember the scene of Vader coming up at the end. The theater's not there anymore. It got knocked down like 15 years ago, RIP. But good times, good times. That's basically what half that shelf is back there, is just prequel stuff. There's some OT stuff and some Rebel stuff, but
prequels is the best. It's amazing.
Prequel stuff. Am I going right into my number 2? Or are we going back?
Oh yeah, keep going.
Number 2, Empire Strikes Back. We did have some originals on here. Don't you worry. We got an Empire Strikes Back poster right on my wall right here. I would turn the camera, but that's gonna be a whole ordeal. But favorite of the OT, comfort movie. If it's, I know you're down there in Florida, a little bit different, but when we get some snow up here, like December, January, dude, Empire goes on.
Peak viewing.
Peak vibe. Immaculate vibes, dude. I absolutely love that movie. Battle of Hoth, one of my favorite things. I'll go back and watch that on YouTube sometimes just for fun, even if I don't want to watch the whole movie. And the OT specifically, like, I'll probably put, I don't know about you, but I'll put the original trilogy on as background noise more than I will the prequels, because I'll get too sucked into the prequels when, even though I love the original trilogy, I can, like, put it on and not be like, all right, I have to sit down and watch. Like, I can't put Revenge of the Sith on. It's actually probably my least watched movie of those 6, because I can't put this on unless I sit down and watch it.
Because then you're just going to be locked in.
Yeah, like, if I don't want to commit for the 2-something hours, I can't do it. But Empire, dude, definitely the one that I've watched the most of the original trilogy.
That's interesting.
Favorite OT movie. I mean, they're all great, but Empire's
It's a lot of people's favorite. It's a lot of people's favorite.
A lot of people's number 1 favorite Star Wars movie, and a lot of people's favorite movie of all time is Empire Strikes Back. One of my 5-star movies on Letterboxd. Go follow me on Letterboxd. Because everybody, values my ranking, obviously.
Right.
But number 1, obviously, in my top 3 Star Wars movies, is Revenge of the Sith. You knew it was going to be number 1. This is like, oh, spoiler alert. Everybody already knew that. Just off camera, dude. Just off camera. We got a Revenge of the Sith poster right there. Look, me and Hayden back there. The GOAT, dude. Like, this is peak prequels. This is Hayden looking like a freaking beast. Dude, what am I talking about? We got the Revenge of the Sith. We got some 3-packs back there. We got
kinds of stuff back there.
Souvenir cup from a couple of months ago. The Vader head. We absolutely love Revenge of the Sith around here. Also, another one of the hot takes on the internet, because people undervalue and underappreciate the prequel movies. Another one of my 5-star movies of all time. This,
you know what?
Empire, some Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it's my favorite, and it's also 5 stars.
I honestly think Revenge of the Sith is a 5-star movie. I think that it is. I think it holds up. I don't know why. I feel like some people are starting to turn on Revenge of the Sith a little bit, but you know what? Revenge of the Sith wasn't even well received when it did come out, but now we're grown and we have our own voices and we can talk about how much we love that movie. But not to spoil anything, we should probably just go into my top 3, which is almost completely different than your top 3, which is crazy. That's why we're doing this. That is why we're doing this. My number 3, as far as ranking top 3 Star Wars movies, my number 3 is Return of the Jedi. I am a Return of the Jedi sympathizer. I think a lot of people, I think most people prefer Empire Strikes Back over Return of the Jedi. I'm a Return of the Jedi girl. I don't know why. My mom, who originally showed me the original Star Wars trilogy, her favorite movie ever is Empire Strikes Back as far as Star Wars. But I love Return of the Jedi. I just do. I think the whole Vader redemption, Luke goes into a room with Vader and Darth Sidious, and he is the only one that leaves. Come on. That's sick. It's so good. It's so good. Amazing. I just love everything about that movie. It is, some people cry about the Ewoks. It's literally an iconic part of Star Wars at this. I don't care how you feel about the Ewoks, but they're everywhere and everyone knows that they're Star Wars, okay?
Yeah, I don't care. Oh, George Lucas only made them to sell toys. I don't care. I'm glad he sold a bunch of them and I'm glad he did it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? So is Grogu. So are the Porgs from the sequel trilogy.
Welcome to the business, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, what the heck? I mean, I feel like both of us have. You could even say the clones were created to sell toys, or stormtroopers are created to sell toys. It literally, it doesn't matter.
It's a new character every Star Wars project. It's all to sell. It's all to make money. That's what they're there to do.
That's what the point is, guys. Whether you want to believe it or not, they're there to make money. But my number 2 favorite movie in Star Wars is A New Hope. I love A New Hope. I love the original Star Wars movie. It is Star Wars. Before they were episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A New Hope was Star Wars. I love that movie. It is just so... I just love the world building and how it just throws you into the universe, and it's just so good. I'm obsessed with A New Hope. It's so good. Love that movie. But my number 1 is Revenge of the Sith. We are backpedaling to the prequels for my number 1. Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie in my opinion. But that's just my favorite. Like, I feel like if we were doing an unbiased list, I think Empire Strikes Back is a better movie than Revenge of the Sith.
Sure, I could agree with that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. It's probably the same for, like, as far as like a movie, Revenge of the Sith would probably come in at number 4 after all the original movies. Mm-hmm. Arguably, I don't know. But
I don't think there's any wrong answers in any kind of rankings. Which movie's better between the originals and the prequels? And that's just me, because those 6 movies to me are Star Wars.
They're up there.
Someone's going to be like, oh, so you think Phantom Menace is better than Empire Strikes Back? I'd be like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Like, that's not what you said.
But...
but you're saying an argument could be made.
If somebody came to me and was like, yeah, I kind of like Phantom Menace better than New Hope, I'd be like, all right. I wouldn't bat an eye. Like, I wouldn't think that's a hot take. I'd be like,
how old are you?
I'd be like, whoever said that to me, I'd be like, you're cool. You're my friend now. You like Phantom Menace?
You know... I feel like it would still be a little bit crazy. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but if they came up to me and said, The Phantom Menace is a better movie than Empire Strikes Back, I'd be like, you're just wrong for that. You're straight up wrong for that.
Hey, I could agree, I could disagree. All I'm saying is any of the 6, in my personal opinion, are the right answer.
Interesting.
Which the best movie... You're not going to hear an argument out of me. These are Star Wars in its core.
You're not wrong about that. That's not a wrong statement to make. But those are our top 3. If you guys have different top 3s, or if you think we're a little bit crazy for that, you should definitely let us know, because I love hearing people's rankings. I love hearing how people don't like my rankings. Like, I think that's so fun. So I just love when people say that.
So you're purposely about to rage bait everybody with the rest of your top 5,
100%.
10s.
That's all I ever do. No. Not on purpose. I will, like, when I was making this, I was telling Noah when I was making my rankings, especially for a couple of these, like a specific set of rankings, which I'll tell you guys later, I made that list, and then I was like, people are gonna think I'm rage baiting. Like, they're actually gonna think I'm clip farming from what yeah, you guys will understand later. Just wait. But
so I'm going to clip me out saying Phantom Menace is a better movie than Empire Strikes Back. That's going to be the whole clip, and we're going to put it on TikTok.
We're going to put it on TikTok, and that's it. Literally just that. And then it's going to be me.
No explanation.
Well, I think you're wrong
no
for
nothing.
That, but okay. Yeah. Whatever.
I'll do it.
Characters? Star Wars characters?
Star Wars characters?
Yeah.
Top 3? All right, we're doing our top 3. See, this is kind of hard, because number 1's obvious. Take a guess who it is.
Right.
And then... number 2 was, like, pretty solid. And then number 3, it's like, I got 3 people I want to put at number 3.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
I don't know who to say.
We'll figure it out. Go ahead.
It's a tiebreaker between Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, well, let me narrow it down. And, I'm going to say it. Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, and maybe a sleeper, Jango Fett. Darth Maul and Jango Fett, 2 people who I've been wanting more of for years, and we're getting that Darth Maul show next year. Freaking hyped. I would love something for Jango Fett like that as well, because I love me some Jango. He dies in like 3 seconds, and I wish he got a little bit more action. That's one negative I'll give Attack of the Clones. I wish when Mace Windu was charging at him, they went at it for like, I don't know, maybe 90 seconds. That's all I'm saying. Like, maybe just a little bit more of a fight. But I guess I'll knock Jango out of the ranking here, because, I mean, comparing him to Maul and Kenobi is a little bit crazy. But I just really like Jango, and he just looks awesome. Like, one of my favorite armor get-ups, the silver and blue, pristine. I feel like such a casual prequel loving nerd if I'm just like, yeah, Obi-Wan. I mean, I guess that's what I am here, but like, literally everybody I said everyone anyway is just prequels. So I'm saying Obi-Wan, and I'm only saying Obi-Wan as my number 3 because at this stage in my life, there's only so many people I want to meet, actors, wrestlers, celebrity-wise, and I've met Hayden, which is, amazing. Would love to do it again. Haven't met Ewan. So, and I would love to do that. There's another flex for you.
Another flex.
So, Ewan, come to MegaCon next year. But I'll put Obi-Wan at the number 3 spot. I'll backtrack and do a little bit of explaining here. Let me just list all 3 of them. Number 3, Obi-Wan. Number 2, it's on the back of this shirt. Captain Rex, baby. My favorite clone.
Interesting.
My absolute favorite clone, which is actually a travesty that you have the Captain Rex Lego helmet back there and I don't even have it. I just noticed that when I was looking. I was like, dang, I'm a fake
I can't believe
fan.
you don't have that. It's sick.
I don't know why. Dude, I got the freaking Luke, Mando, Boba, and I got the Dark Trooper, but I never bought the Jango one. I'm such a fake fan. I don't know. I was just really buying a lot of shit at the time, and then the Captain Rex one came out, and I was like, let me slow my roll here. But I absolutely love Rex. Like, literally, like, you know how... Was it last week? When did I say? Or, it wasn't even on the podcast. I did a TikTok talking about Captain America and T'Challa running side by side in Infinity War, and how that's just a testosterone boost every time I watch it. Seeing Captain Rex in action is the same equivalent for that for me. When I see this dude messing people up, I'm just like, let's freaking go, dude. Like, I want to be him. And just, I love Captain Rex, so number 2. Number 1, obviously, is Anakin Skywalker. I mean, take him and Hayden specifically out of Attack of the Clones. Obviously, it's a completely different movie, but that movie, isn't in my top 3. Does a lot of heavy lifting for the prequels. Literally, in my opinion, and by the way, this is, I guess, technically Anakin / Darth Vader.
Right.
But I'm very, heavy on the Anakin side because of the prequels and stuff. But the face of Star Wars, especially nowadays, I think he is one of those things that you can put him in any project. And for the most part, we still got some haters out there, but for the most part, that project's going to be better off for it. I'll be honest, I'm having a real brain fog right now, trying to come up with good explanations here for my favorites. I had a long night last night, taking a lot of sleep. But
I feel like you don't necessarily have to explain why you loved it. I guess if you're not a Star Wars character, a Star Wars fan.
I'm not a Star Wars character.
I guess if you're not a Star Wars fan, then maybe wouldn't know. Maybe we'd need to explain a little bit. But if you're a Star Wars fan, then you know these characters. You understand why we like them.
I will say this, and it's just like, you feel for the guy. You feel for the guy, and I think some people relate to what Anakin goes through. Obviously not the slaughtering younglings part. Nobody's relating to that.
It kind of loses us there.
But the emotional part and the motivation of why he's doing everything.
He's a villain that you feel bad for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people relate to those aspects, and that definitely helps put him over the edge for me. And again, he's the face of the prequels, which makes him the face of the Star Wars that I grew up with. Like, I literally remember coming home from Revenge of the Sith and me and my brother jumping around the couch with our toy lightsabers, like, yeah, let's go, Anakin, Obi-Wan. Like, it's a great memory.
Fun.
So, like, yeah, Anakin, number 1, all day. Love to meet him again. Such a nice guy for the 12 seconds that I took a picture with him.
Such a nice guy. 12 seconds of just the most kind guy I've ever met.
He was, dude.
And, yeah, I guess I'll just hit you with mine. Mine are actually very similar to yours, which is so interesting. But my number 3 is Ahsoka Tano.
She was almost on my list. She was almost on my list.
Goated. She is the Clone Wars. There's 2 characters that are the Clone Wars. It's Ahsoka and Rex. And Ahsoka, dude, just in everything she's in every fight she's in, she is the best. She's so good. The wielding 2 lightsabers, her fighting style, she literally takes down multiple Inquisitors at the same time and Rebels. She's just top tier character across Star Wars, and I'm so glad that we're still getting more of her and that Ahsoka season 2 is coming out. Just the more Ahsoka we can get, the better I feel. I am obsessed with her. My number 2, of course, is Captain Rex. My 2 and my 1 are often very interchangeable. Captain Rex is a very, very, very important character to me because for me, the Clone Wars kind of sent me into this huge awakening of being this mega Star Wars nerd. And Ahsoka and Rex were a huge part of that, but especially Rex. I love the clones so much, but Rex is by far like my favorite character in the Clone Wars. Every time he's on screen, if you guys have ever watched my reactions on YouTube, every time he's on screen, I'm dying. Like I am so obsessed with him. When he came back in Ahsoka season 1 in live action for the first time, I was freaking out. He's just one of my favorite characters ever. That spot often, like I often talk about as far as my favorite clones, it's always Rex up there, and then followed very closely by Fives, and then
I'm shocked. I thought he was going to be number 3, honestly.
You thought he would be? Yeah. It's just that we get him for such a short amount of time. And if he had gotten the time that Rex had gotten, he would definitely be my favorite. He would. I love him so much, but I can't just not give my top 3 to these 3 characters when Fives has such little screen time, even though he's goated. But yeah, it's always Rex and then Fives and then Hunter from the Bad Batch. Best favorite clones
right in the middle,
ever.
right there.
Right there. Yeah, wait.
On your shirt.
Like behind? Oh, yeah!
He's the only one not covered by your hair.
What are you talking about? Yeah, he's right front and center. Love him. I love the Bad Batch. Oh my gosh.
He's here?
I was like, I didn't know he was behind me. I thought I had something of his behind me. That's so funny. But my number 1, Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, of course. Who else could it be? Anakin is the chosen one. I feel like he's a lot of people's favorite character, so I really think it just goes without explanation as to why Anakin / Darth Vader is the best character in Star Wars. Like, you don't have Star Wars without Darth Vader. You don't have Darth Vader without Anakin Skywalker, and we don't have Anakin without Hayden Christensen. And like Noah was saying, Hayden Christensen is like one of the best things to ever happen to Star Wars. So glad to see that he's out and about and always getting his flowers as he
everywhere.
should be.
This guy's a busy bee, dude. He's at the Cubs game. He's at cons every other weekend.
He's awesome. He's just so great, and he loves it, and we love him, and he's finally able to see how much the Star Wars community loves him. So just love that he's loving life as a Star Wars guy.
Guy is so cool.
He is. He's just the coolest guy ever. No big deal.
Dude, to backtrack for a second, dude, Captain Rex, yeah, all right. Is there any, like, Clone Wars arcs that stick out? Like, that's favorite arc right there.
Yeah, Umbara.
Yeah, so obviously that's, like, almost, I don't want to say almost everybody's favorite arc, but it's a pretty common answer. Same goes here. That's one of those reasons why I think Rex is up there for me, because he's literally, like, if I'm a kid, like, I didn't watch the Clone Wars that frequently when I was a kid. It'd be like, oh, Clone Wars was on, watch an episode, but it wasn't, like, something that I was watching repeatedly. So I really didn't watch a lot of Clone Wars till, like, Force Awakens was coming out, and I was, like, rewatching all this stuff. But, like, I can imagine being 7, 8 years old, whatever, and watching that arc for the first time, and being like, wow, look at Captain Rex, such a leader, such a badass, I want to be just like him. You know what I mean? Like, that's
of course.
the substance of, like, what a great character, dude. And
just
then, like,
the best. He's
even
the best
you brought up
clone.
The Ahsoka season 1 stuff. I can't. That episode alone is obviously, like, one of the greatest things, in my opinion, in Star Wars ever. Episode 5 of Ahsoka season 1. But that moment that Rex pops up for 5 seconds or whatever it is, there's very few moments in Star Wars history that, like, I'm not sure I'll be able to recreate the feeling of. That was one of those, like, highs.
Yep.
That's just like, I'm not sure. I hope I get to feel that again, if that makes sense.
That whole sequence of all the Clone Wars flashbacks, dude, insane. It was so insane to just see that for the first time and have it actually happen. Something that I feel like we've been talking about, everyone had been talking about since the Clone Wars came out. Seeing Hayden Christensen in his Clone Wars Anakin armor and whole outfit, and then we got young Ahsoka with her green lightsabers and her blue lightsabers, and we got literally the Siege of Mandalore. It was just, oh my god.
This podcast is gonna be so much fun when a season 2 comes out next year, dude.
Dude, yeah. We're gonna be living. We're gonna be on top of the world for season 2. That's so exciting. I cannot wait. Next year's gonna be great. Listen to our podcast from last week to hear about what we're excited for is in 2026
It's
as far
nice
as
to
movies.
it's nice to talk about Star Wars. I feel so out of touch with Star
Mm-hmm.
Wars because like there's nothing new that's come out recently. It's not
Yeah,
really
we've
a
been
hot
riding the high of
topic.
Marvel. Yeah.
Marvel and even
Mm-hmm.
DC. So like Star Wars, even though it's been this huge part of my life, and like I still consider myself a bigger Star Wars fan than Marvel and certainly DC. It just
Mm.
feels so like forgotten over the last couple of months for
Yeah,
me. So it's nice to like bring it up again and like revisit some of this stuff.
it is.
And I'm pumped for next year because we're gonna get Ahsoka
Same.
season 2, Mando and Grogu, the Darth Maul Shadow Lord show, and
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know if there's anything else, but already I mean there's 3 huge
That's
Star Wars
enough right
projects.
there.
That's
Yeah,
enough right there.
that's
You don't need
huge.
anything more.
Huge. So excited for next year. It's going to be a big year for Star Wars. Thank the Lord. We're in a Star Wars drought. We definitely are. So
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
I don't mind it though, because sometimes, and Marvel's had this thing where there's so much coming out, and sometimes if the discussion ain't good and people aren't really jiving with it, it's good to just take a step back and reset. So for nothing, I don't think anything Star Wars wise comes out for the rest of the year. I don't think. Pretty
I don't think
sure.
so.
So to just go into 2026 with like sort of a clean slate, and we have all this stuff that I think most people are pretty excited about, looking forward to. I'm hyped. Next year's gonna be sick for Star Wars.
It's going to be so sick. It's going to be so great. We're excited. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. What a good show. What an amazing show. I think the next thing that I had before we like move on to like move completely away from Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you about your hot take. Do you have a Star Wars hot take, or do you just have like one hot take, just a random hot take?
Yeah, it's not a Star Wars hot take. And
Okay.
again, I don't really think it's that hot of a take, but it's the only thing I could come up with at 2 a.m. last night.
Okay.
No, there's been a lot of discussion about this MCU reboot, soft reboot, this, that, and the other, and a lot of people, to my surprise, honestly, are kind of against it. I figured a lot of people would be kind of ready for it after some so-so phases over the last few years of Marvel that have not been taken with a lot of grace and kindness from the Marvel community. But if it's a hot take, then call it that. But I think Marvel should do some kind of soft reboot. Let's get some recast. Let's get some fresh faces. Let's get a new era of Marvel. And I'm not saying let's just act like nothing ever happened and completely start again like we're starting with Iron Man 1. I'm not saying that. But when when Secret Wars comes, and if we're cherry picking, who's going to get recast, who's going to move into this new era of Marvel, this, that, and the third, obviously I'm having my names that I'm keeping, that I'm saying, Fantastic Four, for example. No, we don't need to recast them, obviously. So let's bring them into the new era of Marvel. Marvel, excuse me. But other names we can go through. Give me a fresh Iron Man, maybe even a fresh Captain America. Obviously, T'Challa, people have been wanting that recast for years for different reasons, but I'm ready for it. I want new faces, and I think there's going to be new iterations of these characters, new stories to tell. It's not just going to be like, hey, let's just get somebody who could do a really good Robert Downey Jr. impression for Iron Man, for example. I think they should do some kind of soft reboot. I think it's going to open up new stories, especially for the X-Men, especially for a lot of things. I think a soft reboot for Marvel is the way to go.
I think that I agree.
Is crap.
I think that I agree with some of the things you said, but definitely not everything that you said.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. I can get on board with a reset if they kind of like, all right, let's bring all these heroes together and then have them all face this conflict and then reset the board, because Marvel's all over the place right now. But as far as a soft reboot where we recast Iron Man and Captain America, absolutely not. Don't want to see it. I would rather see that 20 years from now than not even 10 years since they left the MCU. No, like absolutely not. Like I don't think that's a good idea. I think they need to stick with the X-Men and run with it. The X-Men are very, very popular. They don't need to recast Iron Man and Captain America to get people back involved in the MCU. They don't need to do it. Black Panther, I can get behind, because the tragic and unfortunate loss of Chadwick Boseman really, really changed everything. Probably a lot more than we even know.
Yeah.
I can get behind recasting T'Challa. I definitely can. I'm still so sad because I loved Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. I literally can't even picture anyone else doing it, but someone needs to, because we need that Black Panther. We really do. So I do want to revisit that, yes, but we also still have Spider-Man. We still have Spider-Man, who should be the face of the MCU. because for whatever reason, whatever the deal is with Sony, I have no idea. He's not necessarily involved in as many things as I think he should be involved in. He should be the face of the MCU. He's Spider-Man. He should
I
be
agree.
the MCU. But going back to what I was saying, we do not need to recast any of the original 6 Avengers. I don't think we need to recast anyone except for Black Panther. I really don't think it's necessary. I can understand, wiping the board clean a little bit. Maybe Doom takes out a couple of the characters that we don't want to see anymore. I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Get out of here.
Get them off the board and nobody will shed a tear. But I think they need to really, really take care of the X-Men and do it correctly, and that they'll be set. They'll be set. There's so many X-Men storylines. There's so many X-Men. There's so many mutants that they can put in front of us as far as shows, movies, whatever, that we don't need to soft reboot, not even 10 years out of Endgame. How long ago was Endgame? Was it 2023? No, 2022?
20 Endgame? 2019.
Was it 2019?
Yeah.
It has not been long enough to start talking about recasting Iron Man and Captain America. I think that's an insane,
all right, so
insane
let me
thing
say,
to say.
I also agree. It's not like you need to do this. Like, you don't need to be like, all right, Secret Wars is done. We need a new Iron Man stat. No, you don't, obviously. But I would do the same thing. Let's get another Fantastic Four, and let's focus on the X-Men. Full on, just like you focused on the Avengers for all those years, full on focus on the X-Men. I agree.
And yes, you're right. I forgot about Fantastic Four. I forgot Fantastic Four also.
I think they'll do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yes, they need to. They need to lean into them.
X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, who's probably on the verge of another trilogy. Whether it's Tom Holland's last trilogy or not, I don't know. That's just some BS rumor.
We don't know.
But I agree with all that. I'm just saying, if we get to a point 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and Marvel's like, man, there's a lot of stories we could tell if we just get a new version of RDJ, or not even RDJ, I'm sorry, Tony Stark, because we're not going to cast somebody who's just doing an RDJ impression. If Marvel's like, there's a lot of stories we could tell if we get Tony Stark in this universe that we're cooking with now. Let's bring somebody in. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed. That's what I'm saying.
I am opposed. I don't agree with that. You're telling me you think that they're going to wrap back around and be like, you know what? We haven't explored another Iron Man storyline. Absolutely not. We've got enough.
I'm not even saying it's necessary.
I'm not behind it.
I'm not even saying it's necessary.
But you'd be okay with it.
Yes, but it's not necessary. Those are two different things.
You shouldn't be okay with it. They have so many characters that they
I don't want them to do it immediately after Secret Wars.
Okay.
I want them to go Fantastic Four, get a second movie. I want them to go X-Men. Obviously we're gonna see who's left standing at the end of Secret Wars, and we're gonna be able to piece together. All right, well, obviously Spider-Man's got 2 more movies or something. I'm just making something up. Fantastic Four got a movie. All right, maybe we're gonna see. We still don't know who Sadie Sink's playing in Brand New Day. She might be a young Jean Grey for all we know. So maybe she's gonna do something in the future. Like, I don't know. There's so many questions. And I agree, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, that's what we should be focusing on after Secret Wars. I'm just going to start repeating myself. But if we eventually get there, we'll see. But move on. That's my hot take.
We'll see. It is
I
think it is a hot take. My hot take is worse. I think I will be slandered by the Star Wars community. I think everyone's going to be appalled and everyone's going to think I'm a heartless monster. But here we go. You already know.
I'm not sure I do.
You know what it is. You know what it is. My hot take is that in the Clone Wars, 99's death / sacrifice was pointless. It was pointless. I don't know why everyone sees it as this heroic sacrifice. There were like 2 droids left. And the guy runs out in the middle of them and gets gunned down. And then everyone's like, he's a hero. He just had to wait 2 seconds. Where is he going? It's not I understand that 99 had a great impact on Domino Squad. And that, yes, I understand. He did a lot for Heavy and Heavy's character arc. His sacrifice on Kamino was stupid. And I don't know why everyone adores 99 so much. And that's coming from the person who is obsessed with the Bad Batch, who named their entire clone force after him. 99? Not the biggest fan of 99. I'm not.
I just, we've been over this so many times.
He's overrated.
I don't even know what to say. Listen,
overrated.
does he get a lot of love online?
Yes.
I know. Let me finish. But I feel like to an extent on the online side of things, like it's kind of just like a meme. But I still do feel, how are we gonna sit here and act like this dude didn't sacrifice himself? He is a hero.
Needlessly, pointlessly. No, that's like if I ran out into the road right now for no reason.
All right, no, there's two different things. There was a fight going on.
Okay, let me rephrase. That's like if you needed some water to save your life and it was across the street, but someone was also already getting water out of the house that you were sitting right next to, and I said, let me go run across the street in oncoming traffic and get that for you, and then I die, and then 2 seconds later they come out with the water for you and save your life, and you're like, she's a hero, she tried to save my life. No, well, technically, it's stupid.
You might think it's stupid, but technically, even in the example that you just gave, technically you still had the right intention and died in the sake of trying to save me. So, in Star Wars case, you might disagree with 99's decision, but he's still, his heart was still in the right place. He made the sacrifice.
Okay.
He made the sacrifice play. He laid down on the wire.
His heart was in the right place. You are right. He's overrated. He's overrated.
Listen, I'm not saying he's in my top 10. This guy's in 1 episode. But, come on, man.
2 episodes.
Listen, it's been a while. All right.
He's in the Domino Squad episode, and then he's in the Battle of Camino episode.
Yeah, and he dies a hero, so pour one out for 99.
Yeah. Poor guy. I will not be pouring one out for 99. Anyways, yeah, so I'm the worst person alive, so that's my hot take. That's the hottest take I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
I got nothing more to say on that. Nothing more to say. Hit you with this, because this could be Star Wars related, could be not, and I think it's the last Star Wars related thing that we have to discuss here. Movie trilogies. We're running through our favorites. I don't necessarily have like a top 3 or 5, but I got a couple. I want to hear what you had to say, because I feel like I felt like you were probably going to have more, because you've seen more movies. I literally have 3, and then an honorable mention, but technically the honorable mention has more than 3 movies, so I'm like, this doesn't count as a trilogy.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I want to see what you got to say.
I know that the greatest movie trilogy of all time is, without a doubt, hands down, no argument can be made, is The Lord of the Rings. The greatest trilogy of all time. It beats Star Wars. It beats Harry Potter. It beats anything that you can even throw at me. The extended edition specifically, by the way, if you're not watching the extended edition, you're just lazy and you're giving up a lot of great storytelling by not watching.
I haven't seen the extended editions. I haven't.
Crazy, Noah. It changes so much about the movies. It's insane. And I hadn't even watched the extended edition in so long. I don't know if I ever have watched... Sorry.
The normal edition?
Yes. I don't even think I'd ever watched the normal edition until I went to the Return of the King Symphony with my mom. And the live orchestra is beautiful. Oh my gosh. If you ever the chance to do that, please do that. And it wasn't the extended edition. And I was like, this movie makes so much less sense without all these extra scenes that they have gotten rid of in the like theatrical cut. Insane. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. It makes a huge difference.
So, before you move off of Lord of the Rings, Hobbit thoughts? Alright, that's all we need. That's all you need.
I need to watch The Hobbit again. I need to give it another chance. I didn't dislike it, but it doesn't even scratch the surface of what The Lord of the Rings was. Not even close.
That's fair. Battle of Five Armies, I think it is. And I think that's the one. I saw it in theaters on my birthday whenever it was in theaters. And I was like, it's alright, but I'm kind of bored. But I haven't rewatched it since, so I really
I just didn't love it.
Well, I don't even remember when that came out. It was probably like, I don't know, 2012, 13. So it's an unfair thing for me to say, but that's all I really remember.
I understand. It's not the best. It's not bad. It's just not The Lord of the Rings. And I would not say that The Hobbit, it's a trilogy, right? I wouldn't say that The Hobbit trilogy, I think it is a trilogy. I wouldn't say that trilogy even is... I don't even... No, just The Hobbit.
But I'm saying, like, in total, like Star Wars, it's like the original 6. That's what I mean.
Whatever.
It's not six
I don't
Hobbit
even
movies.
think
I know that.
I don't even think the Hobbit trilogy is even in the top trilogies of all time. No. But I think that my second after that would be Star Wars, the original Star Wars trilogy. And then after that, it's freaking Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, so
Pirates
that's my honorable mention.
Come
Okay.
on. No, honorable mention.
But I only put it on honorable mention because I'm like, well, it's not like this ends at World's End.
No, you can't do that. That's like saying I can't put the original trilogy in there because they started making the sequels. No,
but I feel like that's.
No.
I don't know. Like I haven't. This is another thing, just like The Hobbit. Well, I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean way more than I've seen The Hobbit, but it's been years since I've watched these movies. But like, watched all of them in theaters. Right? When did Curse of the Black Pearl come
out? 05, same year as Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, yeah, so I did see all of them in theaters, which was.
I don't know why I know that. Sometimes I just blow my
No, that's correct, though. That's correct, because I remember enough from these movies to know I saw them in theaters. But I was going over it in my head last night. I'm like, but there's a fourth and there's a fifth movie. I'm like, does this count as a trilogy?
No, it doesn't count. No.
I don't. Again, I haven't watched these in years, so that's why I was like, let me just put it on my honorable mentions.
That's crazy. That's my top 3, though. I don't think I have like a 4 and 5. Unless I'm blanking and I'm completely forgetting about a specific franchise.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dive too deep in it. Dive too deep into it right now. But the Captain America movies.
Okay.
Technically, come on now. First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Let's go, Steve.
You put the Captain America trilogy over Pirates of the Caribbean.
I didn't even rank these. I just started marking them down. It wasn't like number 1, number 2. I just put Pirates of the Caribbean honorable mention because I was like, I don't know how this works, but
that's interesting. I don't know.
Call me an idiot. I don't care, dude.
No,
I'm trying to be as honest as possible. Listen, I'm trying, dude. Life just be busy. I'm trying to rewatch stuff I haven't watched in years. I'm trying to watch stuff I've never seen before.
Pirates of the Caribbean is a masterpiece, dog. It's so good. But I do have a slept-on trilogy that I actually wrote down. So it's so funny that it's the most underrated trilogy in my opinion. Parker thinks I'm insane for liking this trilogy. I haven't ever talked to anybody about it. But the Planet of the Apes franchise is goated.
Planet of the Apes? I did not know you were a fan, dude. I did not know you were a fan.
I am.
We have never
Caesar
discussed that.
Caesar is the coolest, one of the coolest protagonists ever. He's so... I don't want to say... I don't want to...
Badass! I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you say it.
I don't want to say words.
Cool. He's so cool. I think it's a slept-on trilogy. They obviously kept making more. Like, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes isn't great. But the first 3, I can get behind. I like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes more than I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I think that's the first one. But War for the Planet of the Apes, we're getting crazy. We're getting crazy in the third one.
so many apes and they're fighting. I don't know.
Man, it's wild. But I was so excited to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which wasn't bad. But I was so excited to see it, and Parker was like, "You have to be insane."
I never knew you were a fan of that trilogy. You never brought that up.
I really am. You know, another trilogy that doesn't really get talked about a lot is Transformers, and I think it's just because, because they didn't even make it a trilogy. Megan Fox doesn't even make it to the 3rd movie.
Yeah, so it's hard to like.
It's not even. I feel like it isn't.
Transformers 1 and 2 though, bro. Go.
Yeah, up there. Yeah. Up there, 100%. That's like one of the things. If you said, I don't know if I can call Transformers a trilogy, I would tell you yeah, because it isn't. But Pirates of the Caribbean, it was made to be.
Well, you know what else too is like, I don't know if I ever saw past the 3rd one, so like I don't know what happens in the 4th one. So I'm like, does this? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm trying to be honest here. You know, what do you want from me?
Whatever, it's fine. But you know, that was a good time.
I mentioned it.
No, I don't think anyone's gonna rally behind me about Planet of the Apes. I think it's so funny. But you know what? If we missed a trilogy, I hope you guys let us know. I would love to know if we missed a trilogy. I hope I didn't forget about anything. I don't think there's a Marvel trilogy that I would put up there, except Guardians of the Galaxy. I would put that up there somewhere. But I just have a hard time throwing Marvel trilogies up there because you have to have ball knowledge going into Marvel movies. You know what I mean?
I feel like you could throw the Guardians.
I don't think so. Because how could you watch Guardians 3 without watching so many movies in between Guardians 2 and 3? You can't.
I know, you can't just like jump from 2 to 3 and be like, wait, why do Gamora and like
exactly.
she died? Like what are you talking about?
Exactly, yeah. That's why I don't even include Marvel when we talk about stuff like that. But
I guess that's fair.
Hey, you know what's coming? You know what? I think this should be up there. The Sonic franchise is cooking.
I only saw the first one, but it was badass.
Listen, Sonic 3, as far as like a third installment, is up there with Revenge of the Sith as far as the Sonic franchise. I'm not saying Sonic 3 is as good as Revenge of the Sith, but I'm saying like for the Sonic franchise, that is the Revenge of the Sith of the Sonic franchise. You know what I mean?
It did to the Sonic franchise what it did to Revenge of the Sith, which to some people 20 years ago would have been a negative, but I understand that you're saying it in a positive way.
It was like, okay, we're good. Okay, we're a little bit better. Okay, we freaking killed that. It's so good, man. Keanu Reeves' Shadow is one of the greatest castings of all time. So good. I could go on and on, but I won't.
She loves Sonic.
I won't. I love Sonic. I really do.
Sonic, Ninja Turtles, X-Men.
Ninja Turtles. The trilogy we could have had from the 2007 Ninja Turtles movie, man.
Don't even started, dude. That movie is so freaking goated.
We should have had it. It's so good. Ooh, it would have been
I'm better than you. Oh, fuck!
I'm better than you. Oh, so good. One of the greatest scenes of all time is that scene of them on the rooftop.
It's just visually stunning.
Oh, it's so good. The dialogue's so good. I talked to James Arnold Taylor. Noah knows this. You guys don't know this. I met James Arnold Taylor at a convention at MegaCon one year, and I talked to him You'd think I talked to him about Star Wars, but I didn't. I was like, dude, I love you as Leonardo in the 2007 Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Oh, so good. And he was like, you know, I really wish we had been able to make that trilogy. And I was like, me too.
Dude.
I was like, I wish you had. And he was like, we were supposed to. And then Nickelodeon bought the rights to Ninja Turtles. And they canceled it.
And that like 2014, I don't know if it was 2014, but whenever Nickelodeons did a Ninja Turtle show, it was definitely on air in 2014. 2012 was when it started.
Yep.
Really wasn't that good, to be perfectly honest.
A lot of people love that show, including Parker. He loves that show. If you're listening to this podcast for the first time, Parker is my husband. He grew up on that Ninja Turtle show. I grew up on the 2003 Ninja Turtle show, which is leagues better than the 2012 Ninja Turtle show, and you can't convince me otherwise. The 2003 Ninja Turtles is goated. It's edgier. It's got more of a dark streak.
Dude, that's what I like about it, dude. It's so 2000s.
Yes,
it looks good. So 2000s, and I love that about that show.
Man, that theme song hits so hard. It's the best Ninja Turtles theme song. I know the 90s one is nostalgic, but there is nothing that goes harder than that intro for that Ninja Turtle show, dude. The 2003 is just so goated. And the voice acting for all of them is perfect. Every single turtle has their moments.
Don't get me started.
Man, just don't get me started on that show. I love it. I just love it. We gotta move on because I'm just gonna talk about it all day long. Should we move into Marvel things? Maybe
the old MCU, you say?
Yes, we're getting into the MCU. Let's start with the light stuff. What about top 5? So Noah and I had to separate this because if you guys just asked me what my favorite Marvel heroes, like who they were, if I give you a top 5 of my Marvel heroes, they like 4 of the 5 would be X-Men. So to make this a little bit better, I said that we should do Marvel heroes as far as the MCU, like do a top 5 MCU heroes and then do a top 5 X-Men heroes because we both are big on the X-Men. So top 5 MCU heroes, go.
By the way, I did cheat on this list.
What do you mean?
With just one. You already know. I told you.
I said I'll allow it.
But it does, because it does count for MCU. And I wasn't going to be like, oh, I can throw Gambit in here because of Channing Tatum. Like, that's too much. I wasn't going to do that. But technically, he could be an honorable mention. And Ben Grimm could also be an honorable mention, but we just got him too soon. I can't throw him in the top 5. Number 5. Peter Quill. Star-Lord.
Banger.
Gotta throw him in there. I look around, you know what I see? Losers. Guardians 1 quote, folks.
Man.
And you're telling me I don't got ball knowledge. Come on now.
That's a good one.
Number 4. Just gonna list them off. We got old James Bucky. James Bucky Barnes. Guys just go to, dude. You want to talk? I've thrown out the word badass a couple of times already in this podcast. He's about the living, breathing embodiment of it. Winter Soldier, dude. This guy's just trucking like a Terminator, dude. I love it. Number 3. Old Tony Stark has a heart. Iron Man. Gotta throw him in there. Absolutely. Number 2. This is where I cheat. Wolverine's in the MCU now, baby. Let's go.
He's cheating. He better not be in your top 5 X-Men.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, you can't do that. It's either or.
You didn't specify.
It's either or. How can you have him in both lists? No.
Because
now you gotta find a new X-Man.
No. He's in the MCU.
Dude.
He has a whole Deadpool and Wolverine movie, bro.
We talked about this.
We talked about MCU.
I'm not saying he can't be in your MCU top 5. I'm saying now you have to replace him in your other list.
Then fine. When we get there, I'll throw one of my honorable mentions in his spot or something.
Okay.
But number 2 is Wolverine. And we're going to get more of him. Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I know. He's got to be in Doomsday. Give me him, baby. Till he's 90. Number 1. Take a guess. Take a gander at who my number 1 is. Let's see how well you know me.
Does it rhyme with Peeve Hodgers?
Yes, it does, baby.
Yeah.
Steve. Love Steve Rogers, Captain America, dude. Yeah. Get me this guy back on my movie screen ASAP. My favorite Avenger, my favorite Marvel hero, everything. He beats all the X-Men for me. He beats all the Marvel heroes, villains. He's my favorite. I love Steve Rogers. I love Captain America. He's my number 1 guy.
Now it's my turn.
The floor is yours.
Now it's my turn. And I know that you said that, we haven't gotten enough Ben Grimm to throw him in your top 5. I don't care. Johnny Storm's my number 5. I'm putting him in there as my number 5. I feel like, so I did this thing on TikTok where I did a number 5, like my top 5 MCU heroes, and I put Johnny Storm at 5. But if we're just talking strictly MCU and what we've seen from them in the MCU, then I'll go ahead and put him at 5. I won't be crazy and throw my recency bias in there and put him at number 2. I'll put him at number 5 because we have one movie of him, okay? Johnny Storm, number 5. Number 4 is the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes. You can't say anything that even compares to who Bucky Barnes is in the MCU. He's so good. Just the best guy.
Such a compelling character.
We love the Winter Soldier. I mean, he has one of the greatest movies, like intro movies ever. It's like one of the best movies in the MCU, if not arguably the best movie. So the Winter Soldier at number 4. Number 3, this is where I start getting crazy, man. I feel like people are gonna think I'm so insane for this list. Number 3 is Moon Knight. I freaking love Moon Knight. I don't care. You know how much I love Moon Knight.
Oscar Isaac loving girl, dude.
It's not just that. He deserved so much better. I'm not just gonna not put Moon Knight on this list just because they didn't want to do him the justice that he deserved and give him a freaking second season or even involve him in anything else, especially if they're leaving us with a cliffhanger. He did so good in that show. Moon Knight is so sick in that show, and just because they didn't want to give him a season 2, I'm not going to just say, oh no, I'm not going to put him in my top 5 because we don't see enough of him. No, we should have seen enough of him by now. So number 3 is Moon Knight, and you can't take that away from me.
I'm honestly shocked.
So right.
I'm shocked that you put Moon Knight over Bucky. Like, knowing I'm very shocked at that.
I'm a Bucky fan, but I've never been obsessed with Bucky. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been obsessed with the Winter Soldier the way that a lot of people are. I mean, I love Sebastian Stan, but like...
Well, that's what I mean, because, like, you love Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm trying not to base this list off of the actors, obviously, or else Chris Pratt would be in this list. He's not. Spoiler alert. But
sorry, Peter,
if you want to do actors, then we can do that another time. But no, Moon Knight is number 3 for me. I freaking love Moon Knight. If they keep putting him in the MCU, he's going to keep being one of my favorite heroes. freaking love him. Number 2, since we're already getting hot on this list, number 2 is Punisher. Yeah, in the MCU, Punisher's my second favorite.
No complaint.
I freaking love him. I love John Bernthal, but that honestly has nothing to do with it. He is one of the coolest characters ever, dude. I love him in everything that he's in. I'm so excited to see him on the big screen. Oh my gosh. The Punisher is so sick, and I cannot wait to get more of him. He deserves it.
Give me your best Punisher impression right now.
Russo! That's my best.
I'll mention to do it again.
Oh my gosh. Goated scene. Oh, he's just so good. He's just the perfect Punisher, dude. There's no better Frank Castle than John Bernthal. And then my number 1 is Iron Man. I've always been the biggest Tony Stark girl. Before Guardians of the Galaxy, before I don't know. As far as MCU, it's always been Iron Man for me. Always. Tony Stark's Iron Man has always been my favorite character in the MCU. I can't rewatch Endgame. I don't rewatch Endgame because that's obviously the loss of my MCU life. I can't watch it. Perfect story arc for him, though.
A Lightforce civil war going on here. Team Cap was right. Let's freaking go.
I was going to ask you about that, actually, after this list. So, you're Team Cap.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Listen, I just watched the movie 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah. Obviously, both of them got their hearts in the right place. They're both trying to do the same thing, save the world, keep everyone safe, all this stuff. But if you do it Iron Man's way, if you do it Tony's way, I just feel like you're leaving people open for disaster. You know, these guys are the Avengers. They need to be able to spring just like that. And you want Cap to sign his name on a piece of paper saying he can't jump when it's time to jump? He's got to wait for the okay?
And you know what? And I honestly, as far as the Sokovia, as far as the Sokovia Accords, I think I lean way more towards Cap. But you also have to think about the point that they made. Tony said, if we don't do this now, it's going to be done to us later, and it's gonna be worse. So it's like, at the end of the day, they took Cap's route and they became fugitives, right? If they had all taken Cap's route, or if they hadn't, if they decided not to and they kept avenging, and eventually it would have been done to them, they all would have been fugitives down the line. It's like, I understand.
Half the world disappears a couple years later anyway. Who cares if it's a fugitive or not? That's what I'm saying. Like overall, I can't look like. I understand somebody in 2016 when they don't know what's coming being like, nah, like having maybe a difference. Like, I'm on Team Iron Man, I'm on Team Cap, whatever. Yeah. But especially in hindsight, looking back, I'm like, bro, Team Cap was right, especially for the future. And Tony's heart was in the right place. He's still a hero. He knows how to avenge all this stuff. But let's go, Steve!
As far as the Sokovia Accords, I do agree, Team Cap, yeah. But if we're moving on, as far as like the Bucky storyline and all that jazz, no. I'm gonna ride or die by Tony Stark on this one, okay? He was doing the right thing, and he was gonna help Cap, and he did listen to Cap, and he would, after, their initial little fight, which was sick. Which was sick. He was listening to Cap. Finds out the guy killed his parents.
Alright.
And they jump him after he jumped Bucky. But
yeah, that's how people always are like, oh, they jumped him. I'm like, technically.
But I don't think Tony would have killed him. I don't think he would have killed him. I really, really don't. I think he would have just maybe taken him in. And the thing is, when you think about it, if any of us were in that position and you find the person that killed your parents, okay?
I agree with you on just the Bucky specific part.
Yeah, and if they were mind controlled, we would all do the same thing. We'd all want justice for that. It doesn't matter if they had full control of their mind. And if it was anyone but Bucky Barnes / Sebastian Stan, I think a lot of people would be more toward Tony's side at the end.
Listen, he did rip his arm off. It's not like he walked away,
Tony was winning that fight. He would have beat Cap. I think he beats Cap.
Hey, Cap was beating him up pretty good until he was like, scan all of his moves, and then found out how to beat him. He's cheating. Take the suit off.
Cheating.
You're cheating. Take the suit. Everybody take the suits off. Hand-to-hand combat.
Cap wanted him to put on the suit.
That's true. Oh my god, dude. I love that scene, bro.
Great scene. Ugh. We could go all day about this.
Well, we'll bring up that scene Again, probably. Move on, because we still got stuff to go here.
Should we? Okay, so our top 5 X-Men. Let's run through that.
Well, my list is busted at this point since I can't say Wolverine.
Good. How could you put him on? But whatever.
Because he counts. I'm not gonna put Channing Tatum's Gambit on my top 5 because he's only.
You don't have top 5 MCU heroes without saying Wolverine or Gambit.
I didn't put Gambit on here, but Wolverine's an
what
all-timer for me. So to take him out is just like I'm just replacing him for the sake of it, when he's literally has a whole MCU movie. Gambit doesn't. He's just a part in that movie.
I don't even know why we're talking about Gambit, though.
Because that's why I didn't put him in my top 5, or else he might be in the top 5 because he's the top 5 X-Men for me.
But we were supposed to completely nix the X-Men all together and just do what
All right, well, if we're going back to the MCU thing, if I were to take Wolverine out, I don't even know who I'd replace him with, dude. Like, it's hard.
You don't like anybody else? Put Ben Grimm. Just slide Ben Grimm up there.
I guess I could. I could. I'm not saying I don't like anybody else, dude. I just watched Black Panther a week and a half ago. I was ready to run through a wall, dude. I was like, yo, this guy is awesome, bro.
I love that guy. Okay, fine. All right, X-Men.
Top 5 X-Men.
Wolverine. You can leave Wolverine.
Honorable mentions: X-23.
Fire.
And Cyclops, which honestly was pretty close to being in the top 5, but I was like, I don't just want a top 5 of the main cast here, because there are some, I don't want to say deeper cuts, but there are some lesser role characters in all of the X-Men. Number 5, we got Kurt himself, Nightcrawler, just a beacon of positivity, great action, love him, visibly one of my favorite looking X-Men. I just think he is so cool looking. So he's on here. Number 4, by the way, let me preference this. She did say all mutants, because everybody's, on the X-Men at some point, so it isn't just like, the main team.
Yep.
Number 4, I put Sabretooth on here.
Okay.
Sabretooth and Wolverine, going back to, like, before I even knew what X-Men, DC, Marvel, before I knew what any of this was, those were, like, the 2 guys that I knew as a kid, and I was just like, they're cool. My dad did a painting of them going at it for somebody, and that's how I knew who they were, and I was like, that's sick. So I just have that little bit of a connection with Sabretooth, and then when I watched the animated series from the 90s last year, obviously I was fired up when he showed up. We get him in live action, obviously, in some of the Fox X-Men movies. He's in Deadpool and Wolverine for the one fight or whatever, and I also love when, Creed, in the 90s show, Friends of Humanity guy. I love when we find out that correlation. I thought I was mind blown when I watched that for the first time. Sabretooth, again, visibly just looks awesome. Looks like a beast. Number 3, I have Rogue, which I also wrote down one of my favorite Rogue moments because I was just, trying to think of reasoning here, and this is one of the reasons, because it's just such a badass scene, and Rogue is such a great character in all of X-Men 97. But I believe it's episode 4 or 5, something like that, and I don't remember the exact building or whatever, but they're hunting down Bolivar Trask, and she holds him over the edge of the building and drops him, and it's dark and it's raining, and eventually they all come out and get into a fight, so everybody just looks messed up, and everybody looks so sick. It literally reminds me of, like, the Ninja Turtles movie from 2007. Yeah. When you get animated characters in a dark, rainy setting,
they fighting in the rain,
and shit's popping off, dude, like, that's an easy way for me to like your project, clearly.
It's true.
But Rogue, such a badass in X-Men 97, and X-Men 97 is probably one of my favorite projects of all time, but got Rogue at number 3. Got old our guy Remy Gambit at number 2. How can you not, dude? This is like what every introvert guy wants to be. You know what I mean? Remy doesn't have a care in the world, dude. This guy's fly. He's sick. Obviously, the action's incredible. I love in the 90s show when he goes back to Louisiana, you get kind of his backstory a little bit. I don't know what season it was.
Externally yours. You're welcome.
I don't remember what season it was, but just great shit. So he's number 2. And then number 1 was Wolverine, Logan, obviously. But
you can leave him. It's Wolverine.
I'm just saying. We start changing it now. Number 1's Wolverine. So Nightcrawler, Sabretooth, Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine. My top 5 X-Men.
Yeah. That's a great list. It's a solid list. I wasn't expecting Sabretooth to be on there, so that's very interesting. I have a little bit of a different list. I have 3 honorable mentions. They are Rogue, Mystique, and Iceman.
Mystique
3.
almost made my honorable mentions.
Yeah, Mystique has always been super, super cool to me, but she's not in my top 5. My number 5 might surprise a lot of people. It's Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat. She is non-existent in the original X-Men series, which I think is a crime. But for an X-Men Evolution girl, you know I'm gonna put Kitty Pryde on there. Shadowcat, 1, what a sick name. 2, I've always thought her powers were so cool. If I could choose any power, she's probably one of the ones I would go with, because that phasing through things, and girl, sign me up. That's sick. I love Shadowcat, so I'm a big Kitty Pryde girl, so she's in my number 5 for sure. Number 4, Magneto. How am I not gonna put the Omega level master of magnetism himself? Magneto is goated, and he's a goated villain. There's not many villains where I'm like, I mean, he's kind of right, but Magneto, dog is right a lot of the time.
Hard to argue. Hard to argue.
It's hard to argue with the arguments that he makes. He just goes about solving the issues the wrong way. That's where he becomes the villain. But he's not wrong about a lot of stuff. I'll leave it at that. My number 3 is Storm. Storm's my number 3. My Omega level girl, she is so sick. I think she has the sickest powers. She's like one of a kind. She's the second leader of the X-Men behind Cyclops, if we're going off the original series. She is just so cool. The way that she just spews these poetic, I don't know, phrases as she's using her powers and stuff. She's just so good.
Do you have a favorite Storm scene / moment? Because I know one of my favorites, and I want to see if it matches up.
Dude, it's like the only time they actually show how powerful Storm is in X-Men 97. That's
first
like,
episode.
It's like,
right?
Finally they're showing that my girl can do anything. She can do so much more than you think. She used lightning to heat the sand of the desert to create glass to rip the Sentinels to shreds. Come on. That's so good.
Fire!
So good. So yeah, Storm is my number 3, followed in very, very closely, following my number 2, which is Nightcrawler. Growing up, Nightcrawler was my number 1. Loved Kurt. He has always been a favorite of mine. And then I grew up a little bit, and I watched the original 90s X-Men for the first time. And because, other than the original 90s X-Men, if you watch X-Men Evolution, Wolverine and the X-Men, even just the recent X-Men movies, the Fox X-Men movies, he's not really a key player. But in the 90s X-Men, he's there. My number 1 is Gambit. Remy LeBeau. So good. The greatest mutant of all time. He is just such a compelling character. I love his backstory. I love reading any comic that has to do with him. He's like the only reason I pick up a comic is to read about Remy. I swear. He's just so good. So I'm obsessed with him. The way that this guy was an Omega level mutant, but he couldn't trust his own ability to control his powers because he was literally kinetically charging the atoms in the air. He had to lobotomize himself by going and asking Sinister to alter his brain so that he couldn't do that anymore. He literally, pre-lobotomy, Remy LeBeau was an Omega level mutant, bro. That's insane. That's insane. He literally nerfed himself so that he wouldn't destroy the world. I just think that's crazy. A little bit of Gambit lore for you.
A little bit of Gambit lore.
I'm full of fun facts like that. But yeah, Gambit, number 1, 100%. No argument there.
It's a hell of a list. I mean, mine's all based off the 90s show and X-Men 97, because the Fox movies really didn't do much to interchange this. And then I've seen 4 episodes of X-Men Evolution and some of those 2000 shows, so I really can't
It's fair.
speak on those.
It's fair. And you know what? Cyclops deserves better. X-Men 97, finally a show where they start doing him some justice. And I hope that they continue to do so.
Better be getting some justice when we get a recasted I was
Yes.
Steve. Scott, whatever.
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who was I thinking of?
Steve Rogers? Probably.
I don't know,
You're
maybe.
always thinking of him.
I'm tired today. When we get Cyclops in live action recasted, he just better be leading the front.
Yep.
He just better be a star. That's all I got to say.
Man, if we get to Doomsday and we see James Marsden come out in a comic accurate Cyclops costume and he's leading the charge of the other Fox X-Men, I'm gonna lose my mind. Honestly,
It's gonna be great. It's just a shame that none of them are making it out of Secret Wars.
It's true, yeah. But you know what? James Marsden deserves it, and I hope that him and the rest of the Fox X-Men get their flowers in that movie before they're because there's no way they survive, right? But yeah, I think that would be really sick to see. So should we, because I feel like we could save this for like a larger episode, should we even do our top 10 Marvel movies?
Where are we at? Hour 10?
Yeah.
I mean, I have it ready. I do have it ready. So up to you. Up to you.
I feel like we could save it for another episode. Or do you think I'm crazy for that? Because I feel like we could talk about it for so long, dude. I feel like we'd need a whole episode for it. I feel like we're going to talk about it for a long time.
You know what? Yes, let's do that. That way, because if anybody watched last week, you know, I'm still making my way through the handful of MCU movies that I haven't seen.
Noah needs some more time.
And there's one movie that might end up on my top 10 that I have to watch, which is No Way Home.
Yeah. I need, me personally, I need to rewatch Guardians 3. I don't want to rewatch it because it's sad, but I do need to rewatch it because I don't know if it's on my list or not. And I also want to get a little bit further away from Fantastic Four because, you know, it's so hard. It's so hard to not have the recency bias control my mind. I feel like I was very fair in where I put it. It definitely lands in my top 10. I'm not saying it's not going to land in my top 10. It's in there. It's in there. It's just as far as where it ranks. I think I need a little bit more time to let that simmer. So we're going to hold off on our Marvel movies, our top 10 Marvel movies. I'm sorry to bait and switch you guys like that. But I have a fun one for you, a really quick one. Top 3 wrestlers of all time. Top 3. All right,
so is this my favorite or who I think is like
your
on
favorite?
Like this is just my favorite? All right,
yeah.
Number 1's Rey Mysterio. Obviously, he's got his whole own shelf up there.
Booyah.
We got a signed mask. We got everything. Met the guy in February 2006 as a 7-year-old. Got that photo back there, but I'm not getting up to get it.
Cool.
Rey Mysterio is the reason that I became a wrestling fan. WrestleMania 21, April 1st, 2005. My brother was a wrestling fan. My uncles were wrestling fans. Everybody's over. They're watching WrestleMania. I'm like, yo, what's this? Opening match, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero absolutely killed it. Rey's out there in his WrestleMania epic outfit that I was just like, this guy looks like a superhero, and immediately sucked me in. And my favorite wrestler of all time, nobody will ever knock him out of the number 1 spot. Wow. When Rey Mysterio retires one day, I will shed tears. How he's even still wrestling is crazy, but he's...
I thought it was going to be somebody else, but that's crazy.
How he's in better shape now than he was like 10 years ago is insane. But Rey Mysterio is number 1. Who you're thinking of, although I love him with my whole heart, not even in my top 3.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Rey Mysterio is number 1. And number 2 and 3 are interchangeable. I don't know who lands where, but they're always 2 and 3. It's not like anybody else is invading these spots. Ask me on different days, I'll give you different answers, who's number 2 and who's number 3. But it is, of course, the animal, Dave Bautista, and then as well, the rated R superstar, Edge. Those are my top 3. These are all 3 are faces of the Ruthless Aggression era, which is my favorite era of WWE, 2002 to 2008. It is the era that I didn't necessarily... I grew up with more of it, obviously, when we switched into... sorry, my phone was going off. When we switched into the PG era and we got later in the years. But that is my favorite era. Those are 3 of the faces of that era. And I can keep going if you want. I can give you my top 10, but we're not here for all that. But it's Rey Mysterio, Batista, and Edge.
Wow. That's so interesting. I did not know that, actually. So now we're learning new things today.
She thought it was going to be John Cena, number 1.
I did, because you talk about him all the time like he's your favorite. I mean, it's okay that he's
not my number 1 favorite of all time, but I do acknowledge John Cena.
Or your second, or your third.
Yes, he is.
Interesting.
He's like number 6, honestly, I think.
Wow. Okay,
But
you know what?
but taking
Right?
my favoritism out of it, I do acknowledge John Cena as the greatest of all time. And I will sit here
Interesting.
and debate anybody on that. I legitimately,
That's
I don't
okay.
think it's WWE propaganda. It's not them just saying he is to sell merchandise. They could say it all they want, but it truly, in my opinion, John Cena is the greatest of all time.
I'll allow that statement for now. Anyways, I'll just give you my top three. I don't have them in any particular order, but I've got CM Punk, of course. He is my guy. I mean, obsessed. I've always, like, before I was big on the Shield, I was big on CM Punk, and before I was big on CM Punk, I was big on John Cena. Grew out of that. Big on CM Punk. Like, if you ask 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old Laney,
Get
who's
the
your favorite
C-Nation
wrestler?
shirt out of here.
Yeah. If you ask little me, who's your favorite wrestler, is John Cena, just like every other kid. But then CM Punk, dude. CM Punk, always. And you know, then the Shield came along.
Then the Shield came along.
Then the Shield came along, and if I could just put all three of them in there, I would. But if I had to pick one, as far as like who I'm always sat to watch, and it's always so entertaining, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
She even threw the
It's Seth
freaking in there.
freaking
Yo,
Rollins.
a lot of people don't know that Lainey knows her
I know
WWE lore,
ball.
dude. She knows her lore. She's
I
been to
do.
shows. She's seen world championships change hands. She's got a
have.
WrestleMania under her belt. Like she's been around. This is a trusted opinion. I don't think this is.
I've been around.
You know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of live events. I've met Roman Reigns, okay? I've seen a lot of things. I was a big wrestling girl. I would say that I know ball a little bit as far as wrestling. I do.
I mean,
and then
hold on. You can count the Shield all in one because I count the Hardy Boys all in one for my top.
okay,
5.
then we'll throw them all in one. It's hard for me to obviously Dean Ambrose. He's no longer Dean Ambrose. He's John Moxley. If he had stuck around, I think he would have been in my top 3, but he's not, and it's fine. But as far as like, I love Roman so much, but dude, you can't argue with the skill set that Seth Rollins has. You can't argue with that. And you can't argue with the way Seth is on the mic. Roman, of course, has gotten so much better. He's OTC. He's amazing. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. But dog, Seth Rollins has always been that guy. Always been that guy.
Dude. You're spitting.
He's always been that guy. Yeah, it took Roman a while to get there, but Seth has always been that guy. Okay, and then moving on. Randy Orton. Randy Orton. One of the greatest. The legend killer. He's just the punt dude. I thought he was the most evil person in the world when I was just a little John Cena girl, dude. I hated his guts. He's one of the greatest, in my opinion, one of the greatest heels of all time. In that 09 Randy era, come on,
a menace,
man.
as they call him on social media.
On,
they
dude.
beat it to death.
He was punting people's grandmas. It was crazy.
I love it, dude. Punted John Cena's dad, Vince McMahon, kissed Stephanie on the lips in front of Triple H, dude. You can't write better TV than that.
Sight, like Randy, dude. The RKO out of nowhere, you can't even deny the way that this guy has had a chokehold on social media and trending things for the entire time he's been in the WWE. He is just unbelievable. I'm obsessed with him. My sister's a bigger Randy fan than I am. She always has been a big Randy fan, but listen, Randy is just
and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't you might forget this at some point, but we went over this a couple months ago. Not only is she a big Randy fan, she saw Randy Orton win the World Heavyweight Championship from Christian on SmackDown 2 days.
Yeah, we were there.
Bitches. 2 days
we were there
after Christian won the title.
Yep, we were literally there, you guys. We're wrestling fans. Hopefully Noah's people are watching this right now. Me and my sister were on TV on that SmackDown. I was holding a Christian sign. And it was like, I'm one of the peeps or whatever. I was holding a Christian sign, dude. I was on TV. We were sat really close for that SmackDown. And yeah, we watched it all happen. I was probably in my era where I still hated Randy, and my sister loved Randy. So it was a great night for us. And then when we went to that event where we met Roman, it was one of the main events, one of the house shows. And then we met Roman, Fandango, and Summer Rae backstage.
That's crazy.
And when you go into main events, some people may not know this, and you get the VIP, you don't know who they're going to bring into the room. Like, you don't know who you're going to meet. It just says you'll meet a couple superstars. You don't know who it's going to be. They brought out Fandango, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And then
Roman Reigns walks out.
Roman Reigns, and he wasn't even OTC then, dude. He was like fresh out of the Shield. Like, the Shield broke up that year, dude.
He still had his old teeth back then.
It was crazy. He walked into the room, and we were dying. My mom was like, oh my god. Like, oh my gosh, it was so cool. And then he remembered us. Chat, listen to this. He remembered meeting us. After his match, he came down, was high-fiving people. He saw me, reached over the front row, and grabbed my hand and was like, hey, girl. And I was literally like...
the big dog!
I was like, oh
that's so cool, dude.
It was so sick, dude. Oh my gosh. And then we also saw... my sister was literally front row, because the person we were sitting in front of, or behind... no one showed up, so we just stuck little Mel in that front row seat. And Randy literally came up, and Mel got to like hit him on the back and stuff, and it was so
That's
sick.
Awesome.
She caught one of the Usos shirts. She still has that. It was such a great night. It was such a great night.
Dude, I wish they don't really do live events much anymore, but back in the day, those were a good time. Those were a good time.
So much fun, dude. I wish we had taken advantage of those more often, but it was such a great time. We loved that. We got to move away from wrestling, I guess. But that was a great conversation. I have a couple of this or that's for you. I think we can wrap it up with the this or that's, right? I don't have a better name for our this or that segment yet, but
we're working on it.
They're so random.
I'm honestly pretty excited for these.
They make no sense whatsoever, but I think they're really funny. So I don't even know which one I want to start with, but okay. So Noah and I, this is such a wild way to start. Noah and I both have sisters, okay? We both have sisters.
Where is this going?
So that's why I asked this question. Noah, who would you rather date your sister? Tony Stark before he became Iron Man?
Okay.
Or Chris Evans, Johnny Storm?
You know what the best part about this is? We're going to clip this out, and she watches and likes all of our posts.
That's
so she's
hilarious.
Going to be like, what?
She's like, you That's so funny.
Who would she like more?
No, it's about who you would have less of a problem.
Tony Stark before Iron Man? So
he was a menace, if you recall.
Oh, dude, guy's a dirty dog, man. Go watch the first few scenes of the first Iron Man movie. Mm-hmm. Or... One of the movies starts with like a flashback, and he's just
Iron Man 3.
Get with somebody.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Johnny, I'm gonna go Johnny. See, like the more respectable family guy. If we're talking Tony, couple years removed from becoming Iron Man, maybe this is a different conversation. Maybe he might value things a little bit more. But as we're talking about it now, I think I'm gonna go Johnny Storm.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go Johnny Storm. If we're like,
I couldn't think. Is there like a bigger player in the MCU universe other than those two? I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know.
Bigger player?
I don't think so. Those two are.
Nah,
like
I think they're risking
ones.
up the most women, dude.
Yeah.
And Johnny, I mean, Joseph Quinn's only got one movie under his belt, but he was trying. Sexy alien. He was trying.
I think he pulled, to be honest. I mean, she literally died for him, so she sacrificed herself for him.
He did enough. I'm gonna have to.
Like, he pulled.
That is true. I'm gonna have to go Johnny Storm here.
Okay. Good answer. Okay. And now my second question: if you could only pull one Latina baddie, from between these two. Okay, ready? You can only pull one. X-23 from Deadpool and Wolverine, that specific era, or Hawkgirl from Superman.
Wait, say it again.
Hawkgirl from Superman.
Okay. So we're not talking about real life. We're not using actors' names. So we're going specifically how they look from these movies.
Well, no, I mean.
Well, you said specifically Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, specifically that movie, because the other movie we see her and she's a child.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if you just meant like Daphne Keane out on the streets now, where she's got her take Biggie's out.
Dude, you can't say that. What the heck? Okay, I'm talking about X-23 or Hot Girl. Go.
A Hawk Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's a fair answer.
Even in outside of the movies, in real life, I'm going. What's her name? Isabella Merced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
I think she's more attractive, but they're both beautiful.
Latina baddies. We love
our Latina baddies.
Okay. Well, Noah definitely does. Okay, different question. Way different.
Now we're getting serious.
Would you rather live in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe as a non-bender, okay, or live in the X-Men universe as a mutant?
Where in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe am I living?
Wherever the heck you want.
There's some safe pockets, you gotta imagine. Where if I'm a mutant, I'm like... I'm stressing like Sunspot in X-Men 97.
The mutants are treated like the scum of the earth.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And like,
they are
don't get me wrong,
hated widely by everyone.
Being a non-bender in the Last Airbender universe, could create some problems. But I feel like easier to find a safe pocket to live in and live under the radar opposed to being a mutant. Because not only do I have to live every day trying to keep that secret and hope, I have my powers under control. Because what if I'm 13 and I'm just realized I got powers and, now there's an incident and then I'm screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going non-bender in Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. I feel like it would be easier to live.
Yeah, I agree. I would much rather be a loser in the Atla universe than be a freaking mutant and be scrutinized and hunted down every single day of my life. Yeah,
like I'll hang out with Cabbage Man and like in the Atla.
I'll
universe.
Just wait for Avatar Aang to friggin' save me.
Yeah.
I should say would you rather be a non-bender in the Legend of Korra timeline, where homegirl's just screwing everything up all the time?
No, I feel safer in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay. Either way. Okay. All right. Next one. Easy. Would you rather have Herbie or C-3PO as your house droid?
See, C-3PO is a great character, right? But I feel like there's a reality where he might get annoying.
100%, dude. I would never live with C-3PO.
And like...
never.
Just for that, and Herbie doesn't actually speak. He's just making, R2-D2 noises over there. And you see in Fantastic Four, like, he's kind of like a pet. Like, his Johnny's giving him head scratchies every 6 seconds.
He's so great.
So I think I'm going Herbie, dude. I think we got his pop back there, dude.
If we did, oh yeah, good pop. If we did Herbie or R2, would you still choose Herbie?
I think I might go R2 then, just because we've been with R2 more on our theater screens, and I feel like because of that, I know him better, I trust him more reliable.
But if we're talking, I mean like a house droid. If we're talking like somebody who's gonna cook me dinner and clean the house.
Yeah, you know what? This is R2 kid. He's got no arms. He's got like that one thing that pops out.
He can't do it. And he's kind of sassy. He'd give you a little bit of pushback. Herbie,
I'll tell you what, y'all can keep great. Chopper, dude. I'd be like, yo, Chopper, stop giving me lip, dude.
Dude, yeah, Chopper would probably try to kill you in his sleep.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want that. You know what? I think I might stick with Herbie. I think that's the safest.
Good answer.
Gonna do the most for me and not get on my nerves. I'm going Herbie.
All right, we're sticking with Herbie. I agree. All right. Do you have any questions?
I don't.
You don't? All right.
This is the one thing we were going over the podcast last night to everybody listening, and I was like, yeah, this or that's are kind of hard. I can't think of anything that isn't stupid.
Yeah, they are hard.
That isn't like, oh, would you rather live on Naboo or Endor? Like, who cares?
No, that's silly. Okay, I have one more. Mm-hmm. It's not a this or that. It's just a general like conversation starter to finish off the podcast today. If you had to kick one of the 6 original Avengers off of the team, who would it be?
Trying to go back to the first Avengers movie and who feels the most useless. I feel like I'm sitting so far back from my microphone also. It's between. I mean, it's between Hawkeye and Black Widow. It's between those two. But who do I want off the team? I'm gonna go Hawkeye. I just feel like Black Widow is a little bit
Wrong
more
answer.
mentally
That's
stable.
the wrong answer. Actually, it's Black Widow. They did not win a single fight that Hawkeye wasn't a part of. No, that is the wrong answer. The only fight Hawkeye wasn't a part of, they lost.
Oh yeah? They lost?
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
They did.
You asked me!
You would much rather kick off Hawkeye than Black Widow. That's his answer. No, that's your final answer.
No,
I would kick off Black Widow. I mean, I love Natasha Romanoff as much as the next girl, but what does she actually do for the team that the others cannot do?
It's fair. It's fair.
It's fair. It's fair. Hawkeye does a lot. Okay, I'm tired of people saying that Hawkeye.
Oh, dude, I love when
carrying his weight.
Who gives him a lift up to the building? Is it Thor or is it Iron Man? I think it's Iron Man in Avengers 1.
Iron Man. Clinch up Legolas.
Oh. I mean, yeah, you might be right. You might be right, bro.
I think I am right. But that's
all
I got.
I do have one question for you. Total random question, but sticking on the MCU. Because we both love their media interview moments of the MCU cast over the years.
Yeah.
So much good comedy out there for these cast characters. Do you have a favorite media moment? Such as one of mine is RDJ going, "Get that bitch off the monitor."
It's on, and literally, it could be any moment that Anthony Mackie is on the screen. Dude. He's always so funny. Always, like, one of my favorites is the Cinderella, because she broke, homie.
I know, dude.
It's so good. And he kills Chris Evans, and Chris Evans' laugh is just so funny. I mean, one of the ones I quote the most is probably Jonathan, because that's a good one. There's so many good ones. They're all just so funny. I love watching those compilations of the cast just being absolutely ridiculous all the time.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie, like, how funny he is in real life actually makes me like his character more.
Yeah, like, I wish that they would let let Anthony Mackie bleed a little bit more into Sam. You know what I mean?
I love that him and Sebastian Stan just have beaten up on Tom Holland in interviews for years.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck Tom Holland. He'll be right next to him on the red carpet. They're like, "Hey, can you shut up?"
Yeah, it's so funny. I love it. I think it's so great.
The media moment's incredible. Benedict Cumberbatch is like, "Eat limes, bitches," and throws the limes or whatever.
He's hilarious, actually. Benedict is hilarious.
There's probably more that I can't think of, because there's literally a million moments.
Go
watch the compilations if you haven't, people.
Yes, I love that they have to work so hard to keep Tom Holland in the dark about so many things so that he won't spoil it. The way that he thought he was showing up to a wedding when filming Endgame and didn't know that it was a funeral, and he's like, "Where's Robert?" Like, that's hilarious.
That clip's hilarious, dude. Mark Ruffalo
funny.
too. When isn't Mark Ruffalo who literally is just like, "Oh yeah," at the end of the movie, everybody dies. Talking about Infinity War.
Yeah.
That's just so funny.
I wonder
Don
if he
Cheadle's
was
next to him,
really
like,
not
"Dude,
supposed
what are
to
you
say
doing?"
that. He was like, dude. Like,
Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan do hilarious media together, and then is it Paul Rudd and Sebastian Stan? They do hilarious media together too.
I don't know if I've seen Paul Rudd and Sebastian
There's
Stan.
one, or no, I'm sorry, it's not Sebastian Stan. It's whoever.
Paul Rudd and Jeremy Renner.
That's who I couldn't think of his actor.
Yes,
they're sitting next to each other. If you could switch roles with anybody, and then they get up and just switch with themselves.
They're so funny. I think Jeremy Renner is hilarious. He has a lot of great moments too. He's so funny.
Something about advice. Kill your whole family. Blah blah blah. He just sounds like, what?
He just does not care. That's another thing. He's just so funny.
If anybody watching or listening has no idea what we're talking about, just go on TikTok, type in like MCU media moments compilation. You'll find them. There's a million of them. You'll find Tom Holland revealing he thought he was taking out a poster for something, and it said like confidential on the back of it. I was like, this guy. Crazy.
It's awesome. It's great. Oh man, I think that's all we got for today.
I think so. I mean, yeah, the only thing we skipped over here was the top 10 MCU movies, but you're right. I think We could spend like a whole episode on this.
We
I had a
really
couple
could.
quotes from Guardians written down too. I was ready to start rattling them off when we got there, but it's fine.
Hey, Guardians
Yeah.
is in his top 10. Write that down.
Dude,
Write that
Peter Quill's in the thing. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how this machine works.
Such a good movie, dude. Yes. Such a good movie. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're all done.
Alright, I think this was a good episode. Like I said in the beginning, this wasn't the original plan for this week, but we are going to film with Grayson for Mortis FM and talk all about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then I don't know if we're going to be able to get an Avengers Doomsday episode in with him this week, meaning like for a
Maybe.
future
We'll see.
week, but so that
Maybe,
might be a little
yeah.
bit down the line, but
Yeah.
next week's definitely, unless something crazy happens, is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day talk. And then, yeah, I think that's it. We wanted to do this kind of like Q&A, get to know us thing eventually. And I struggled a little bit in the first half because I'm tired today. But I woke up when we started
That's why
yelling
there's
at
two of us. That's why
yeah.
there's two of us.
When you started yelling at me about having Wolverine in my top 5 MCU characters, I woke up a little bit. So I was like, all right, I got to defend myself here.
Yeah, now
But-
you gotta lock in. Okay.
But, Laney, where can they find you?
You can find us as far as a podcast everywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Lightforce Pod, or if you just search the Lightforce Podcast, we will come up. We are also on Instagram and TikTok at Lightforce Pod. We post a lot of clips on TikTok. We post daily on Instagram as well, but if you want to get, the most bang for your follow, I would follow us on TikTok. We post a lot of clips on there. As far as YouTube Shorts, we have a couple on there too. We do a lot of posting there. But as far as just me, you can find me anywhere at Laney Byers. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch at Laney Byers. I'm back to streaming now that we got new Wi-Fi. Let's freaking go. Let's go. And yeah, that's all I got. Noah Nation.
You can find me on Twitter at Noah Nation Vlogs, on Instagram and TikTok. I'm at Noah Nation Gaming. And yeah, definitely just go follow the Lightforce stuff. Everybody has shown us a lot of great support over the last 2 episodes for a brand new podcast, brand new YouTube channel. Things usually always start slow, but I think we've been a little bit ahead of the curve, even if my co-host here is a little bit, trying to drag me down some days. But
No.
I'm kidding. But no, dude, it's been fun. These podcasts have been a ton of fun, and it's giving me that much more of a reason to now want to go back and watch stuff I've never watched or just haven't seen in a while, such as Pirates of the Caribbean to be an example. So we'll get there. We should totally talk some more wrestling eventually, because
Maybe.
it'll be great.
Maybe.
That's all I got, though.
That's all we got. Thank you guys so much. And if you disagreed with anything we said, if you agreed with anything we said, please let us know in the comments. I know you'll be able to comment on this episode on YouTube and Spotify. If you're not too busy, please go ahead and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Any little bit helps. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I gotta say all those things just in case. Only takes a couple seconds, but it helps us a lot.
Yes, it does. All right. Episode 3 of the Lightforce Podcast in the books. Thank you guys very much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.